This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Please down. This Kavya.
Yes, sir.
What Kavya means?
Sir, Kavya is from a Tamil syllable which means epic.
Epic.
Yes.
So which epic you have read?
So I've not read an epic as such, but I've read just about Silappathigaram, Manimegalai. These are Tamil epics which are called the 5 great epics. They're one among them.
So there were a lot of lessons.
Yes, sir. They do have a lot.
So what lesson we can have from this Kavya? From this epic? Tell something about yourself.
Sir, I'm Kavya from Madurai Tamilnadu. I did my bachelor's in Information Technology from Thiagarajar College of Engineering. I have a work experience as a software developer in Temenos India Private Limited. Now I wish to pursue a career in civil services.
Do you come from rural area, by the way? Rural background?
No, sir. I'm from Madurai city.
So you've done some work on precision agriculture.
Yes, sir.
What was it? What is it?
Sir, we developed a system which was trained through machine learning algorithms to predict crops based on soil parameters.
Mm-hmm.
So the system was it was trained through data that was collected from soil testing labs across Madurai, and based on the input parameters, it will suggest a suitable crop. Sir.
Have you heard of zero tillage?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, it is a proposed agricultural practice that does not involve tilling the land, sir. So it comes with certain benefits like the soil carbon and the soil nutrients stay intact.
Achha, tell me one thing. You have done information technology.
Yes.
And you have taken sociology as a subject. How information technology has changed the culture of the present generation?
Sir, the advent of information technology has brought the world into our hands, into our pockets, I would say. So, culturally speaking, information technology and the application of information technology has made world smaller, and we get exposure to a lot of cultures, and we are able to interact with people across the world.
So one is it has a mixing of culture, it has promoted. What else?
So these are this is a positive aspect, but the virtual medium is also reducing the emotional connect and the human bonds that once was very prevalent in any society, sir. So I would see this is a flip of information technology, flip side of information technology.
So the communication between amongst people have changed.
The mode of communication, yes, it has changed.
Socialization has changed.
Yes, sir. Socialization and the level of socialization has also changed.
It is also changed. So it's for the better or for the worse?
Sir, it depends on the user, sir. Mostly when we use it in the right way, it is definitely a boon, sir. But on the flip side, when it is misused, it creates a lot of problems.
Okay, suppose you were in a position where you could sort of promote better or right use of technology. What are the suggestions that come to your mind?
So the first thing with respect to technology is to have the basic minimal level of awareness before using it. That will be the first step, sir. So awareness on what is the technology that we are using should be the first step. Secondly, there needs to be certain control on children and the adolescent people. based on things like screen time, etc. There needs to be a control on kids especially. And when it comes to technological applications as such, there needs to be certain moral and ethical standards that should be followed, sir. For instance, privacy on social media is a concern which needs to be regulated through proper codes.
People say that there are two, there's India and Bharat in the use of information technology also. Do you agree with that?
Sorry, sir, I did not get the question.
Some people say there is an India and there is a Bharat
Okay.
in use of information technology. Could you understand the question?
Yes, sir. I infer that there is a digital divide that you're talking about. Yes, sir, there does exist a digital divide in our country, which is a reality. The digital divide is spatial, and also there's a gender divide, sir. Spatial as such, the urban usage of technology is very high, especially the internet penetration in urban areas is more than 40-50%. But in the rural areas, it's very less than say 20% in rural areas. When it comes to the gender divide, women have less access than men, much lower than the global average in India, sir. So these are the two divides that I see.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're from Madurai, right?
Yes.
Why Madurai is called the cultural capital of Tamil Nadu?
So Madurai is a very ancient city. We find records of Madurai and its culture back to the 2nd century BC from the records of Megasthenes. And as far as cultural capital is concerned, Madurai is known for promoting literature through congregations called Sangams. So it was through these congregations that poets from across Tamil Nadu visited Madurai, and they promoted the language and culture. So that is one reason why Madurai is called the cultural capital, sir.
Now let's take northern India and southern India. From economic education point of view, southern India is more developed. They're better off on social indicators also. But the moment I try to contrast between the political choices, the north and south look more, but surprising to me, the cult worshipping culture. While north, they go for merit, whatever is the criteria that is decided, but more or less they follow that the set norms of what you call the democratic system. But south is following that cult personality thing. Why this dichotomy?
So culturally speaking, the southern parts, there were certain political parties that had worked with the grassroots before independence. The concept of regional parties, I would say, was born in these regions, be it the Justice Party. They worked with the grassroots for a very long time. They were able to address certain issues of the grassroots, and that is the reason why I feel that the people at the grassroots understand the politics of such political parties much better than those parties that work at a macro level. So this could manifest as cult worship for someone who is looking at it from the outside, sir. But in reality, these political parties had been working with the grassroots.
Look at Rajnikant, before that N.T. Ramarao, and there are many film stars. They control the emotions of the masses. Yeah. Whole region is educated. If you look at the educational qualification level, south is miles ahead of north. But every logic fails when it comes to their political choices. Why so?
So as you pointed out, there is definitely an influence of cinema on politics in the south. But
now my question is, why this culture of cult worshipping in south?
So I could not think of any.
So you can think later. Now let's talk about Bilkis Bano case. Right? Bilkis Bano approached Supreme Court, and Supreme Court denied to entertain that particular appeal of Bilkis Bano. Do you think Supreme Court maintained its level or lived up to the expectation of being a keeper of what do you call the constitutional morality?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of the Bilkis Banu case. I'm confused with another case, similar case. Can you just...
Bilkis Bano case is from Gujarat. The lady was gang raped.
Yes,
And
okay.
now you
Yeah,
got the
okay,
case?
yeah, I got it.
She had approached
Yes,
Supreme Court
yes.
against the release of those culprits.
Yes, sir.
Supreme Court did not entertain. What's your opinion?
So, being the final court of appeal, I feel the Supreme Court has to do justice at any cost, because there's no further appeal other than the Supreme Court. So, when in this particular case, I feel Bilkis Banu was wronged. Her appeal should have been considered, sir. And in this particular case, I feel the Supreme Court has wronged Bilkis Banu.
Thank you.
Hi Kavya.
Hi, sir.
So you are preparing from your home state or you are in North India presently?
I'm preparing from my city, sir, Madurai.
From city, sir. So you just come down to
Yes, sir.
give
I
the
came
talk.
a week before.
Okay. So whatever you have known about North India, whatever you have witnessed in last 1 week, how do you see the cultural difference? And if I give you an opportunity to take one thing back from here, or one thing, a positive thing which can add value to Madurai, let's say, what would that be?
Sir, Delhi is a very vibrant city. I feel like the streets of Karol Bagh are the representation of India. We see people from across the country in a place, in one place. So that was a bit overwhelming. But at the same time, I don't find a South Indian or a North Indian or a person from East in Delhi here. The culture is so vibrant that they're very accepting, and it's like a melting point of various cultures from across the country. So I feel that this aspect of being able to accept every culture and make it its own is something very unique in Delhi, sir. I would take this back to Madurai.
You want to shift coaching industry to Madurai?
That I would not wish that to happen.
Okay. How do you see Jallikattu? What is your opinion on that? There have been allegations of or cases of deaths. There have been allegations of violation of animal rights. How do you see that?
In Tamil, it is referred as 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝑢𝐿, which means to embrace a bull. So, culturally speaking, it was an act or a gesture to show kindness towards animals. But over the period of time, the way it is conducted has evolved, and it involves a lot of violence against the animal and also the people involved in the sport. So, when it comes to the issue of banning Jallikattu as such, I would say the problem to any solution cannot be a complete ban, sir. The problems in the actual issue has to be sorted out, like the violence against the animal. There are regulations for the same, like medical testing of the cows before they're let in, and after the run, they're again tested. And there is surveillance from the entry to the exit, and also medical tests for the participants. So further surveillance can be added and regulations can be brought in, but a complete ban cannot be a solution. This would be my opinion, sir.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
Okay, Kavya,
Yes.
can you tell me how the role of National Security Advisor, Chief of Defense Staff, and Chief of Army Staff differ from each other?
Sir, I feel the National Security Advisor plays the role of helping the executives take the right decision when it comes to matters of international and national security, sir. They need a field expert and a specialist in that case, and I feel the National Security Advisor plays that role. When it comes to the Chief of Army, he is responsible for the military and the troops of India, and he is also responsible for just the army of the nation. But when it comes to the CDS, it is a recent innovation which tries to modernize military as such, the Navy, Air Force and the Army, and it will help in integrating these forces to modernize Indian Army much better.
What is your opinion about women in active combat role?
So when women were granted permanent commission, it was a very welcoming step. It was a very progressive step also, sir. When we see armies across the world, the US, the Israel, they allow women to be in active combat roles.
What is your opinion?
I feel women should be allowed in active combat roles. Just stating physiology or physical features alone, a woman should not be stopped from taking up such challenging roles.
Okay. Would you be okay if you are sent for an active combat role in Jammu Kashmir, Siachen?
Yes, sir, if I'm trained to do that, I would love to do that.
Very good. Thank you very much, Kavya.
Thank
We'll pass
you,
on to
sir.
the Honorable Chair.
Thank you.
The way you approach a problem, that is solid. There is no reason why you should not make it. If your means have gone reasonably well, there is no reason why you should not make it. Otherwise, it has been nice talking to you and conversing with you. It was a good conversation.
Thank you, sir.
And you are a very good choice, actually.